Welcome to another episode of Mojave River Valley News. I'm your host, Eric Swanson, and what we're doing today, we're doing campaign interviews. These are folks in the Mojave River Valley that are running for office here. We got some great ones that are coming up here. Stay with us, we'll be right back with you in just a moment. Hey, in a few moments here, I'm going to be sitting down with Matthew Rutledge. Now, Matthew is running for the Town of Apple Valley Council. Now, remember, Apple Valley now has 4 council members and 1 mayor, so it's a little bit different dynamic. So we're going to have a chance to talk to him and say, all right, Matthew, what do you see? What do you see the direction of the Town of Apple Valley needs to go, or where it doesn't need to go, and what kind of things can you add to the plate? Hey, give us a moment, and we're going to be right back with you. We're here with Matthew Rutledge. Now, Matthew, you're running for Apple Valley Town Council. Yes, real quick, why don't you tell the folks just a few seconds about yourself?
My name is Matthew Rutledge. I'm 28 years old. I've lived in Apple Valley for 7 years, and I'm running for Town Council District 4.
What made you want to just dive in? Because really what you're walking into is a multi-million-dollar organization, right?
Yes.
These things are not real small. They're real big. What made you want to dive into the deep end on this and say, all right, go for city council?
Well, I really wanted to make a difference in my community. I've seen a lot of issues that have taken place within the community, such as accessibility for people in wheelchairs and bicyclists and even senior citizens. And there were times that we would go to town council meetings, bring up issues, and they weren't really addressed at all, like pushed off to the side. And so I wanted to run for town council, make that difference in the community, ensure that people know that their voices are truly heard.
So what experience do you have that you can actually add to this? Because what you're walking into, because you guys are changing to, you'll have a separate elected mayor.
Yes.
And you'll have 4 council members. What experience do you believe you bring forward to the rest of the council?
I feel that I have an open mind. I feel that I have the ability to go to bat for my constituents, go right onto the battlefield, as they say. I personally don't have any government experience, but I have personally seen firsthand people fight for civil rights, including my own mother, and just have seen what people have gone through to fight to make sure government hears their voices.
So you kind of touched on a little bit, because one of the things that when somebody comes onto an elected office, you have kind of like a wish list or something in your mind going, you know what, we need to do this. That's the reason I want to run. Mm-hmm. What kind of things do you see, you already mentioned a couple there,
yes,
that you think that are pathways you'd like the city to go? Because remember, whatever you do, you got to be able to count to 3.
Of course.
That's the key thing. So what do you feel that you see that needs to change as far as either ordinances or different direction of the city? Community, I should say, the township.
No, of course, yes. I would like to see more road repair done. There's been times I've seen roads that have gone really bad in terms of maintenance, and things haven't been handled. So more in road repair. One of my ultimate goals, though, is actually to see a sidewalk extended from Brayburn Road and Bear Valley Road all the way down to Apple Valley and Bear Valley Road, because there's a senior living facility there, and if somebody maybe wants to take a nice walk or even patronize the businesses that are down there in the current conditions, they can't do that safely.
So one of the challenges I know Apple Valley's been hit with is, for example, affordable housing. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about that just for a second there. Where do you feel the town needs to go or not needs to go, doesn't want to go? Because, in the past there we saw the town make a decision to limit, lot sizes and so forth. Where do you feel that needs to go next?
I feel that the town could be a little bit more open in regards to that, because I know there are some areas that are strictly zoned for housing, and I feel like the town could, go to the different agencies and say, hey, we do have some room here for affordable housing to be put. Let's see what we can do to set up a plan to make sure that we have enough homes, not too many, obviously, because we want to keep it desert, but enough homes that satisfies the needs of the people up here in the high desert that may have trouble finding a home.
So, one of the challenges today is, the price of homes are just going up like crazy because the materials cost more money.
Yes.
But the wages are down here, and it's saying, well, how do we bridge that gap? What do you see the town of Apple Valley needs to do to try to figure out how to make sure that there is some affordable housing for the folks that still want to live here?
Yeah, I would like to see at least some community grants put in there. I know there is some currently to help people. They're looking into giving loans out and money to people that need it, but maybe looking to have more community grants and more money put into the budget that can be set aside for affordable housing and for people that have different needs.
Let's talk a little bit about money, because one of the things that, you can have a wish list that a mile long, but you can't do anything unless you have money, obviously.
Right.
So one of the things that your community has, you really do not have today, and I know there's the future ideas of figuring out what to do about the I-15 corridor, because you really don't touch it very much,
Right.
is you have the 18 and you have Bear Valley Road.
Mm-hmm.
What do you see as far as the future is to be able to capture more of those type of transient dollars that are just driving through there?
Just having more public transit available.
No, but it's capturing the dollars that are driving through your community.
Capturing it, just talking to the agencies that are currently going through there, seeing what you can do to influence their way of having better accessibility for those agencies to come through and those programs to be available.
Well, I really wasn't talking about programs. So you have somebody, for example, that's driving from the freeway to Lucerne.
Mm-hmm.
They're just driving that way. How do you get them to spend their money as they come through town? It's really where I'm coming from.
Right. To come through town, just set up things, businesses, grocery stores, different stores that may not be offered down the hill. Because there's always, every area you go into, there's different things that you haven't seen before. So enticing them to stop into town saying, hey, there's this incentive to shop at the store, or hey, your tax dollars are going to influence this community to help better it.
So in your tenure, if when you were elected, so one of the things that's going to be big is the Bright Line corridor. So where do you feel that that's going to affect Apple Valley?
I feel like it'll affect Apple Valley because it will bring more people into town. It will bring, I would say, a possible concern to public safety, just because you do have people coming out from outside areas that have never been to high desert before. And I do see it, though, improving funds for the community so that things can be built, such as the train station that they're looking at for the Bright Line, and then all those businesses on the I-15 frontage road.
Very good. Well, let's go ahead and take it just maybe the next 20 seconds or there and just throw your pitch out to the folks.
Well, I am running to make a difference in the community. I am a person of high morals and values, and if you guys have any concerns, please feel free to contact me. I'll be setting up a Facebook page and a phone number too where I can be reached. And if you have any concerns that I can be taken care of or made aware of, please let me know.
Very good. Well, thank you very much for sharing with us, Matthew. And it's good luck. Let's see what happens here.
Thank you.
Hey, we're back in the studio. We just interviewed Matthew Rutledge. He's running for the town of Apple Valley. I'm going to tell you, without the Greater High Desert Chamber of Commerce and Mark Cratfield partnering along with Mojave River Valley News, these candidates would be tough to bring to you. We just want to bring as many as we can. Also, if you haven't had a chance to subscribe, please subscribe, ring the little bell so that when more of these videos come up, you'll get notified. On behalf of the Chamber and Mojave River Valley News, we'll see you next time. Change as far as either ordinances